For today's video, we're going to focus on Sunshine minting generic silver and why I think it's the best generic silver for investors, preppers, and stackers. Notice I left the word collectors out of there because I don't see Sunshine going away anytime soon, and therefore their stuff will likely not become vintage or collectible in any real way in the near future, at least when you compare it to dated coins or vintage bars. Let's talk about the things that people often bring up when they're trying to optimize, restructure, or begin forming their silver stack. Quality, affordability, security, availability, recognizability, liquidity, and taxes. Quality. Although quality doesn't matter all that much with generic silver, because it's bought at the lowest prices possible anyways and therefore will be sold on a similar scale, Sunshine Minting is responsible for producing the planchettes used for minting the American Silver Eagles. The Silver Eagle is recognized as one of the highest quality silver coins on the market, and these rounds are resistant to milk spots, and they come off the press in a way that is comparable or better than any other BU coin or round on the market. You'll be getting American Silver Eagle quality with Sunshine Minting rounds, and I don't really know what else you could ask for there. Affordability. Sunshine minting rounds are remarkably cheap. They're competitive with the cheapest generic rounds on the market, sometimes the same price if not 10 cents more, but they're within the same realm as every other generic round or bar on the market. In fact, many of these rounds were purchased at spot through the famous JM Bullion deal. If you were unaware of the deal I'm referring to, JM Bullion has a once per household per lifetime deal where you could purchase 10 of these at spot price, and it comes with a little pouch and a little tube, and I know that's a lot of people's very first purchase. I would recommend if you're going to do that though, since it seems to be an ongoing deal, to wait maybe for a dip. Like don't buy it on a Friday night or something, when spot price is usually up a little bit. But anyways, that being said, even without the JM Bullion deal, the Sunshine Mint rounds can be purchased for anywhere between $1 and $3 cheaper than your average government minted silver coin. When you're getting the same quality, I think that that's a pretty safe bet. But let's talk about the other things. Security. The biggest complaint about generic rounds are that they can be easily counterfeited. The ramifications for counterfeiting a government-backed coin are much more severe than counterfeiting a silver round, and this is fact. And it's because of this that keeps people feeling more safe buying government-backed bullion, that they have more trust in the coin due to the likelihood that counterfeiters would be less willing to try and make fakes due to the legal implications. However, despite it being a generic round, Sunshine Minting has one of the most incredible anti-counterfeiting security features I've ever seen on a generic round. This little circle on the back of the round or bar is the security feature that I'm talking about. The security feature uses a decoder lens, which when placed on the back of the round or bar is twisted, and the word valid will appear. I've yet to see a successful counterfeit of this, probably because the people that are out there making the fakes, they can just go fake something else instead and not have to invest the time and resources into making a fake of this security feature, because it really is quite remarkable. Let's talk about availability. Pretty much every coin shop and every large online precious metals retailer carries Sunshine Minting rounds or bars. They are as available, if not more available, than any government-backed coin on the market. For example, my local coin shop is awesome, and it's very rare that I can't find what I'm looking for when I go there, but even then, I've had trouble finding larger quantities of Noah's Arks, for example, or the new style Libertads in the past. Although I was able to request these coins and they became available within only a few days, I would have never had this experience if I was just looking for Sunshine rounds, because they're everywhere. They're one of the most available rounds you can buy. Let's talk about recognizability. Due to the readily available nature of Sunshine Minting bars and rounds, and the deals that are often seen with these, they've become quite recognizable. A simple Google search will show you that these rounds are made from the same planchettes as the American Silver Eagle, so it's easy for somebody that doesn't know anything about generic silver to be able to verify that this is a reputable company. And it is that exposure and that availability of information that allows this round to be so easily recognized. What about liquidity? So I've always said that in a stable market, generic silver is the most liquid type of silver. In fact, I've come to this conclusion by comparing the data myself. Buy prices and sale prices of generic rounds versus very well-known government-backed bullion like the Canadian Maple Leaf or the American Silver Eagle or the British Britannia, and in my comparisons it's become clear that the profit margins on generic rounds are much smaller for large online retailers. This can only mean that they are willing to accept a smaller margin because they are able to flip it and sell it faster, meaning they will flip the same product over and over again, and the small margins will end up making them the same amount of money. This is how coin shops and online retailers work for the most part, is they work off of margin trading. They don't really care about the spot price of the coin or the round itself. They care about the replacement cost, and therefore, as long as they can make a small amount of profit off of each unit they sell and replace it at a cheaper price, they're happy doing so. I guess what you can say is you can judge the relative liquidity of a product based off of its margin. And generic rounds and bars have the smallest margin out of any silver thing you can buy. Okay, let's talk about taxes. This is the biggest drawback of generic bars and rounds in general. They're often subject to taxes in a way that government-backed bullion is not. Since the government-backed bullion has a face value, it can be treated as legal tender and not as a collectible, which is subject to capital gains tax. So most precious metals, gold and silver bullion, are considered collectibles and therefore are taxed with capital gains tax. Any profit you make off of it is subject to tax. I also have a somewhat relevant, silly example here that works in favor of the government-backed bullion, just to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit. Say I wanted to buy a used car, and the seller wanted $17,000 for it. When he sells me that car, we're supposed to record that and pay taxes on it. We are also supposed to share the purchase price of the car when we register it. However, I should be able to buy the car with 1,000 American Silver Eagles, each with a $1 face value, and claim I purchased the car for $1,000 instead of the $17,000 price tag due to the silver price. You can't do that with silver rounds, with generic rounds, generic bars. There's a little bit of support, I guess, for the government-backed bullion as opposed to the generic rounds, but if the system does collapse, silver is silver, and it will all melt exactly the same. So this is kind of up to you. I figure I'm not here to convince you to go the generic route. I'm just saying if you're going to, sunshine minting might be the best option you have. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think. Do you like Sunshine Generic more than other brands? Do you even care at all? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care, everybody.